Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Ferrante Frazier with another episode of Naturalist F. I want to thank y'all for tuning into our show every week, where we come in and talk about holistic health and healing. Today we got some good teaching just as well. We're going to teach out of the books where you can get more familiar with what the cause of disease is and the nature of disease. Um, a lot of us, we're not aware of these things. We think that disease are, according to the medical mindset, is caused by germs, is caused by bacteria and different things of that nature. We don't look at our own habits as being the cause of our suffering that produces our symptoms, which free our body of waste. In a nutshell, we just talked about the cause of disease and the nature of disease. But we're going to dig into that statement that I just said a few minutes ago and give you a better, well understanding of what's causing your sickness and what's those symptoms are. What's the purpose behind those symptoms? What's the purpose behind your dis-ease? Why are you having fevers? Why are you having sneezing? Why are you coughing? Why are you vomiting? Why are you having the inflamed feelings, the inflammation? So whatever the symptom that is happening in your life, we're going to explain to you the nature behind that symptom or that disease. What's the purpose of a lot of your chronic issues? Why are they present in your body? But it's all activity of the body, and we're going to explain that to you more in detail as we go down in our teachings for today. We want to thank the ATR media for allowing us to be on this platform to spread the knowledge of health to as many people as we possibly can and raise their awareness to a state where they can be healthy. There's so many people are suffering in this day and time right now from the medical mindset of thinking about disease. Most people, when they get sick, they want to go run and get some type of remedy. They don't look at their lifestyle, and they think that it's something that just came on them overnight, literally out of the blue. They don't understand that a lot of their sicknesses have been in the workings for years, sometimes decades, and now the body no longer can deal or tolerate the lifestyle, the energy or the vitality that the individual possess is no longer there present. And we want you to understand more about that, and we're going to talk about that more into the show. But like we said, we definitely appreciate the ATR media for allowing us to do this. And you can go and become friends with the ATR media platform by going to their website, going to the YouTube page, which would be All Things Relevant Black Media, and also going to the Facebook page, All Things Relevant Black Media as well. And, definitely, hit like, because you got to like us. We're bringing you relevant information. And go ahead and hit follow. And once you follow for yourself, and where you can get informed about all things that's relevant right now to humankind, definitely in the area of Savannah, Georgia. But certain shows transcend even this region that, you know, all things relevant was kind of geared towards. But, there's certain shows up there that transcend even this region that can benefit anybody. And I believe our show is one of those shows that can, benefit any listener on any continent, in any area. Hey there, sis. How you doing today? I'm always glad to see you up here, and make sure that you share. Share to some of your friends. 'Cause I know there's some friends that you have that's suffering with some health issue. Let them know that your bro got the answer if they come. and learn the ways of health according to what we teach natural hygiene. And what we're doing is taking the guesswork out of health. You got so many different modalities out here. You got somebody that's saying that they can cure this, they can cure that, they got the remedy for this, and all this type of stuff. Now, it don't help in all disease, it just help in some of them. But it really don't even help. You just see certain people get healed even under that modality, under that care. People, wounds heal with or without a Band-Aid. People get over a cold with or without medication. So why should we give credit to the medication or the modality, the treatment, when in fact the individual going to get rid of that symptom or get rid of that cold, or that disease is going to disappear regardless. And in chronic issues, those can disappear just as well if the individual will modify their lifestyle habits. So it's never a need for anything of a remedy or of a cure. In fact, your symptoms or your disease is the cure. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit as well. So back to all things relevant. We want to thank them, and we want you to go and make sure you hit like, follow, and share. I want to thank you, our listeners. And like I said, even with Big Sis up there saying hey, and we thank her always. And all y'all who tune in every week to listen to a different approach, which is the natural approach. And I boast about this big time. It was here before any other science was around. Because what we teach is natural science. We're not making up anything. We're not coming up with some patented formula or anything that we offer you towards health or anything like that. All we're doing is taking you back to the natural state of man. You got to breathe fresh air. You got to get some. I don't own the air. I can't patent it to you or send over here and tell you, hey, you send me a couple of dollars and I'll send you a pack of air. Or you can get your own distilled water. You can go and grab your own fruits and vegetables. You don't need me for that. And I can't offer that to you every week or every month or every 6 months and have you come in and I prescribe some fresh air to you and you write me a check. That's something. It's that sunlight. You don't have to come in and get a prescription to go and get sunlight or to receive sunlight. That's something that just requires you to get up and go out into the sun and let it beat on your bare skin. So you go out and get fresh air. You go out and get sunlight. You go out and deal with the natural elements of nature and allow that. Because see, what we've learned in our teachings, that nutrition is not just food alone. A lot of people, when they say, hey man, are you getting proper nutrition? People think, well, that mean that you're eating proper food. Well, the body is not just made of food. There's other elements that the body is made up of just as well, such as air, the air we breathe, the fluids that we drink, and the sunlight. So sunlight. So our body is made of air, water, sun, and earth, which is food. We eat the food. Since we're not eating dirt, we don't go there and make a plate of dirt, but we eat the plant that has resurrected that dirt into a succulent fruit or vegetable. So we eat the succulent fruit or vegetable in the place of eating dirt and rocks and stuff. That's why supplements and all that stuff is useless when we think that we can go to the rock kingdom or the mineral kingdom and just bypass the plant kingdom and put nutrition in our body. It's not going to work. The plant kingdom is what bring to life that inorganic or that dead rock, and makes it organic, makes it light living, brings it to life and activate it. When we eat it, we can make use of it to repair our bodies and to function our body. So our body is not just made of just food alone. It's made of some other principles and conditions. And so it's important that you go out and get fresh air. It's very important that you get sunlight. It's very important that you put healthy fluids in your body, such as distilled drinking water. And it's ideal, and it's very important that you eat an abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, nuts and seeds in moderation. But eat an abundance of fruits and vegetables, weight over any other these foods that we consider to call food. Because I have people all day long when I tell them, you should eat some fruit, but I'm gonna get hungry. I need some real food. Well, there is no real food except for fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables is real food, and everything else is fake and poisonous. But according to the mindset of the world right now, and the way the world thinks, and the momentum that has been created in our society, we don't see fruits and vegetables as being real food. We see that as being dessert, snacks, and then people are scared to eat fruits. The doctor is telling them it'll run their sugar up, or it can produce too much nutrition in their body, too much vitamin this, too much vitamin that. So make sure you don't eat too much vegetable. Eat more meat. Eat more cookies and tater chips, stuff like that. This is what we're hearing from our medical doctor. All right, I'm getting clients telling me that all day long. I had a client tell me yesterday that her doctor told her to cut back on her, it wouldn't be ideal for her to eat the fruits the way that she's eating the fruit, even though her body is feeling amazing. They're taking her off of medication. She's feeling so much better by eating an abundance of fruits and vegetables. But in their advice or their suggestion, they're telling them, hey, we should not be, telling her not to eat as much fruits and vegetables. That don't make any sense. You're telling me to stop the thing that's causing my body to heal, and for me to feel better, and for me to get off this medication and all. You're happy when I'm sick, when I'm coming in complaining, and you tell me I need to start eating more fruits and vegetables, and then when I come in explaining that I'm eating more fruits and vegetables, you tell me to cut back on it because now you're taking me off the medication. I don't have to come see you so often now. So you tell me, hey man, you're going in the gym, you're exercising too much. You're gonna gain muscles that way. That's not good. But you want to gain muscles. It's crazy, man. But we have to get out of the way of following so much of the medical mindset and get back into the regular mindset of man. But I'm seeing the natural state, which we consider to be natural hygiene. There's even a lot of holistic modalities out there that's teaching, concepts of health, but they still have some stuff in there that you have to stay away from, stuff that can kill you or make you sick, or keep you sick. It won't allow you to come out of your sickness. And a lot of that, like even what I seen on a post the other day where a person was still screaming so much about the sea moss. They're giving so much praise to the sea moss, like it's, needed, like our body must have sea moss. Like without sea moss, the human body is unable to function. Like everybody need to be on sea moss. Sea moss is something that should come with humans when they're born, because it's some miracle food or miracle something. And so it's being told that we should, like, you should be taking this, you should be eating this if you want to be healthy. And if you're not healthy, it's because you're not eating sea moss, And I have a problem with following that type of mindset, or awareness or consciousness. It's like it doesn't make sense to me, you know, from where I look at health and disease and the way to eat properly. You know, had mankind, we all we had to do is just study a couple of things. Had mankind suffered from health because when he was born, he didn't have sea moss that came out with him in his mother's womb. Now, if we getting sick and because you came out and you didn't have no sea moss, and everybody who was healthy came out because they had a bunch of sea moss around them in their mother's womb, and it was mandatory that we only eat sea moss. Now I could see, but it's a big thing. We get caught up on these different remedies and cures and stuff like that, and we miss the true point of what health is. You know, there's vitamins and minerals in all plants, but that don't mean all plants are edible, useful. And then to use them as cures is folly. That's like talking about apples. Apples are not a cure. It's food. You eat it. But who can eat sea moss? Most people have to put it in teas or some other stuff. Bananas. Bananas are jam-packed with fruits and vegetables. You eat it. You don't use it as a remedy. You don't say, "Well, I'm going to eat bananas to cure my diabetes." I eat bananas to satisfy hunger. And if I'm eating the right stuff, then the diabetes disappear on its own. The so-called sicknesses that I suffer from will disappear when I'm properly eating the right foods. But I'm not eating the right foods as a remedy. It's just that when I eat the right foods, it remedies the issue because it's not causing the issue anymore. But it's never a point where I have to use, these abnormal things when I get sick. I don't have to go eat grass when I get sick. I don't have to go and, eat any of this poisonous stuff that we're taking in as herbs and remedies. When we learn the true cause of disease, and let's talk about that. The true cause of disease, what's causing your sickness? It has nothing to do with a germ, and we're going to talk about that, the germ theory versus the hygienic theory of disease, which is toxemia, the toxemia theory that J.H. Tilden talk about in his book, Toxemia Explained. But when we look at the cause of disease according to natural hygiene, which is a superlative science towards health, natural hygiene states that the cause of disease is innervation, vitality. Your vitality becomes so low. Your functioning power, that's what vitality is. Functioning power is life force, it's innate energy, nerve energy. That's what we tend to use in hygiene, the term nerve energy. But some people just call it vital force, vitality. When your vitality goes low, then certain organs and tissues are no longer functioning properly because they don't have enough energy to function properly. And some of those organs and tissues are your elimination organs, such as your kidneys, your bowels, your lungs, your liver. Those organs require energy to function properly. You need energy to have a bowel movement. You need energy to exchange carbon for oxygen and oxygen for carbon. You need energy to build uric crystals, well, to remove uric crystals or make urea, where you can get rid of waste out of the kidneys and out of the bladder and out of the body. All that requires energy. But when the body is low on energy, it can't have it where it's going to use up a bunch of energy on kidney action when the heart also needs energy to beat. And the brain also needs energy to think. And other organs and tissues in the body also need energy in which to function, where you can have this symbiotic life. But when there is a lack of energy, organs and tissues fail to function properly. The elimination organs are such organs, and we just talked about them. We just named them: the lungs, the liver, the kidneys, the colon. So when those organs don't function properly, that means that they're not taking out trash efficiently anymore. Notice that the blood circulates throughout the body and picks up waste from all the cells, because the cells, they don't get rid of their own waste out of the body. Like, they don't just throw their waste out of the body. Now, they don't just throw anything away. What they do is dump their waste into the blood system. And the blood takes it to organs. Like, it goes to the kidneys, and the kidneys filter that blood of waste. It goes to the colon, and the colon filters it of waste. So at all times, those organs or elimination organs are filtering the blood of waste materials. But when those organs and tissues are fatigued and don't have any energy to filter the blood, then that waste that we're talking about, that the cells are making, they tend to stay in the blood. And since the cells and you still living moment by moment, then you're constantly making more waste. The waste in your body tends to accumulate because you're not taking no trash out, because you don't have no vital energy to eliminate the waste from your blood. So the waste in the blood gets higher and higher and higher and higher. So when your waste starts staying in the blood too long, you start having an issue what we call in hygiene toxemia, or poison blood. Your blood becoming poisonous. It's a bunch of poisons in there. So when the poison levels rises in your blood, now you're suffering with a condition called poison blood. Now, this blood can't stay poisonous for long. It can't really stay poisoned at all, because once it starts becoming poisonous, your body is going to have to start pulling from areas to neutralize that poison. You have to pull from your bones calcium. You have to pull from your nerves magnesium, and your muscles potassium. So it pulls from its alkaline reserves, and it goes into your blood and neutralize your blood. So the first condition that you suffer from when you're sick is poison blood. So that's the one disease that all mankind suffer from. It starts off with poisoning blood. Now, what causes disease? Innervation, What causes your blood to become poisonous? Low vitality, low functioning power. That's why you see more people get sick older in life, because their vitality has been squandered away. Older people are sicker because they don't have no vitality, nothing to clean their blood. Their organs and tissues are abused, overused. They don't have no vitality, no functioning power to function properly. Their lungs don't function properly. Kidneys don't function properly. That's why some people have to go on dialysis, because they have no functioning in their kidneys. And so that means that their blood is being toxic. And what they do is put you on a dialysis machine and run your blood through this machine to clear out waste. That's how they keep you from dying. And so our organs supposed to do that. But when those organs are fatigued and tired, or been abused from our overuse, or from our using toxic stuff that damage those organs and tissues, then our body can't get rid of the waste out of the blood, and that blood poisonous levels tend to rise. So the cause of disease is low vitality, low functioning power, or no functioning power. The disease, the only disease there is poison blood. Now, why do people have different symptoms of disease? Now, symptoms is just a route in which the body uses to free the poisons from the blood. So this is the nature of your disease. The cause of the disease is because I don't have no power to eliminate it. I got a bunch of toxins that's building up in my body, and I have no energy or functioning power to free myself of it. But what the body does do is find an alternative route. Since your kidneys is tired and no longer want to urinate no more, your body have to find an alternative route in which to filter out the poisons. Because remember, the blood can't stay toxic for long. So it have to be cleaned out. So the body finds an alternative route in which to free itself of waste. Now, that alternative route might be through the skin. That alternative route might be through the lungs. And you end up with some type of lung disease. And it might be through the colon, and you suffer some colon, some diarrhea or something like that. It might come out through some type of boil or cyst or something like that. It could be stored in the body somewhere. So the body find alternative ways to deal with the excess of poison in the blood. Now, all that means is that the body is trying to free itself. So it's good action. It's good that the body purge out waste, because if the blood stay toxic, you will die. So when the kidneys is not doing its job properly because it's tired, the body form another route in which to throw out that waste where the blood don't build up a bunch of toxins and you die. So that action that the body took was a saving action. It was necessary. So the nature of disease is to bring down the levels of poison in the blood. The cause of disease is low energy that allowed the poisons to raise in the blood. And the nature of your disease is to bring down that level by eliminating or ejecting out waste via abnormal routes. So I don't know if I said that as clear as I possibly can say where you can understand it. But let's see if we can put it in even more common terms. You get tired and you overuse your kidneys. You done drunk your kidneys into stupor. They tired, and you having where you not having good action from your kidneys anymore. Then waste material builds up in your blood. All right, so waste builds up in your blood, and that threatens to kill you. You can die from that. So your body, in its wisdom, kicks that poison out via another route. That other route is a disease or a symptom of disease. Now, you call it symptom of disease, but we call it symptoms of elimination. Your body is finding a route in which to eliminate the waste. Some call it symptoms of detoxification. It's the same good meaning. It's just the body is freeing itself of that accumulated waste or the excessive waste that's building up in the blood and must get out. Otherwise, it will travel, circulate through the body, and cause death to cells and tissue. So, like I said, even in dialysis, we see this activity where dialysis patients have to have their blood cleaned daily. Some have to have it done daily. So when our organs are not working, our body naturally find alternative routes. But that is our disease. Now it becomes chronic when it's left unattended, where the body have to continuously use a symptom to free itself and no longer can even use the organ. The organ is damaged and destroyed. And now the symptom is the only route. And that symptom is getting weaker and weaker and more prevalent. So you're going into chronic issues. So it doesn't matter where yours manifest at. Your body might store waste in the toe. Somebody else's body might store waste in the hand. Now, why the difference? Because one might use the hand more than the toe. And so their hand is the weakest link. And the body always uses the weakest link. It's the first one to cry out in pain when the weather changes, or when your levels of energy gets low. It's the first one to start crying out for more energy. It's the one wasting the most energy. And so when the level of energy drops, it don't have no more. Whichever route your body uses is just a symptom. And it's the weakest point. In helping clients get rid of their health issues, we remove cause. When we remove the cause of their suffering, now what's the cause of suffering? Innervation. So when a client come to us suffering with a disease, I don't have to sit there and ask them all these questions about their body and stuff like that. I don't have to run tests on them, anything like that. All I need to do is find out their lifestyle habits. I'm gonna ask them, hey, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Are you getting sunlight? What's your air quality look like? Are you exercising? What your temperatures are like? What type of showers you're taking? how hot or cold your house is, and what type of drinks are you drinking, cold or hot, food, cold or hot, just all around your temperatures. Are you maintaining a normal temperature everywhere in your life? Nurturing relationships, emotional balance. Are you keeping the will to live? Are you in control of your passions? Are you not overindulging in things that's draining your body of energy? Are you maintaining a positive outlook on life? Period. Staying away from negativity that drains the body of energy. Making sure stresses are off your life. Because stress will drain your body of energy rapidly. You see people around here, stress have them sleepy and just want to sleep all day long. They just don't have no energy to do anything. So innervation is the cause of this ease. Now, what innervates the individual? Disease won't present itself until the body becomes low in functioning power, because when it's full of functioning, it repairs itself like that. It kicks out waste just like that. I mean, waste is removed from the body as fast as it's brought into the body at high levels of vitality. But when the vitalities are low, then the way the body rids itself of waste is also must be lower. And so that means that less waste is being removed. But you got to think, your habits didn't go down. Your habits are still the same. Matter of fact, your habits are more destructive. You're not drinking 1 cup of liquor, you're drinking a whole bottle of liquor now. But you don't have the vitality to deal with not even a cup, but you're drinking a whole bottle. So the levels in your kidneys can't keep up with getting rid of this alcohol like it did once when it had high energy. Now it has low energy. You drink more alcohol, and now the body have to form other routes in which to get rid of this alcohol out, because the kidneys don't have energy to free the body of this waste anymore like it used to. So the cause of disease is innervation. The nature of disease is to bring down the levels of poison. Now, what's caused the poison? Well, the disease. The cause of disease, innervation. When your body becomes low in energy, toxins build up. Now the toxins must be eliminated. So the cause is innervation. The disease is toxemia, poison blood. The nature of that disease that proliferates the symptoms is the elimination of that toxemia. So all you have to do is look at what's your symptoms, and know that your symptoms are just your body filtering out waste. You stop the toxic buildup. Now, how do you stop toxins? Well, according to natural hygiene, stop ingesting waste. All right? First, stop the ingestion of all waste. Stop eating foods that are toxic. Stop drinking drinks that are toxic. And embrace the energy enhancers. All right? The energy enhancers is making sure you breathe fresh air, making sure you're getting sunlight, making sure you're getting rest, regular movement and exercise, maintaining normal temperatures, and making sure that you have nurturing relationships and control of your passion. So the more you conserve your energy, you come out of that innervation. You got to come out of innervation. And the only way you can come out of innervation is changing your innovating lifestyle. You got a lifestyle that's draining you of energy. You got a lifestyle that's stealing and robbing you of your vitality. And what you have to do is you have to modify your lifestyle to one that is less draining of your energy. And some people eat foods that are massively draining their energy. They eat too much. They eat foods that are so complex. And, you know, a piece of steak requires 24 to 48 hours to digest. And it uses so much different minerals and actions and stuff to try to deal with this complex piece of food article. But a banana, you can digest a banana in 30 to 45 minutes. And you get so much nutrition from that banana, where the piece of meat is not going to give you hardly no nutrition. And it takes 2 days just to get hardly no nutrition. And you get way more nutrition, 100 times more nutrition from that banana in 30 to 40 minutes. Now, that's less for more. So the body is not using up hardly no energy, and it's getting all the nutrition that it needs to function and rebuild itself with no waste really left behind. So this is conserving energy. When you get what your body needs in less time. So when you're eating fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, you're getting nutrition in less the time than it would take for you to get that nutrition if you were eating cooked food, if you were eating meats and complex carbohydrates, such as your potatoes, bread, pastas, and rices and stuff like that. So the ideal thing here is to go into conservation. Conserve your energy. Conserving energy by breathing fresh air. Conserve energy by keeping your outside of your body and the inside of your body clean of all toxic debris. All right. Some toxic debris. Let's go over that real quick while we got a couple of minutes, right? Because we're almost coming to the end of it, and I do want to give a little quick little something on the germ theory and the toxemia theory. But we see that there's 2 ways to auto-intoxicate ourselves, and one of them I talked about is endogenous toxins. If you ever listen to our show, I talk about endogenous toxins. Endogenous toxins are toxins that are created within our body. It's originating from within the body, such as metabolic waste, ongoing byproducts on the cellular level. So meaning that, metabolic waste, meaning when your body is going through regular metabolism, regular life, you having waste material from breathing, from working. So your body is producing waste just from everyday living. Spent debris from cellular activity, dead cells, emotional and mental distress and excess, physical fatigue, distress, and excess. All those things are originating within your body. And toxins are built from those activities. And those toxins must be removed from the cells and tissues, or they will become irritated and inflamed. So their waste is thrown into the blood. The blood takes it to an elimination organ, and the elimination organ eliminates out the waste. This is how the body works naturally and normally. But when those organs have been doing it so long and they have no energy to do it, they don't get rid of the waste. The waste backs up in the blood, and the blood have to find an alternative route. That's your disease. Now, when you go to the doctor and you take medicines to keep stopping that alternative route, every time you go to the doctor and you stop that alternative route, then the toxins stay in the blood. The organs can't get rid of them, and neither can it get out through its abnormal route. And so the toxins just stay in the blood and backs up into the cells and tissues. And the cells and tissues now become damaged. And now you start suffering with chronic issues and stuff like that, and more severe diseases. So at all times, it's still just poison in the blood. That's toxemia. That is where we're going into when we talking about the toxemia theory. We don't believe that germs are the cause of disease like Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur came up with that concept for the medical people to believe that our sicknesses are caused by germs and bacteria. And according to J. Tilden, which is one of the hygienic doctors, one of the greatest ones of our time, along with Shelton and a couple others. But he formulated the Toxemia Theory for our minds to understand. Not that he created anything, he just put it in a way that we can understand this philosophy. Toxemia, tox being poison, emia being blood. When you put them together, you get poison blood, toxemia. Toxemia is poison blood. So the theory behind the poison blood is that, here again, and I just talked about it, when our blood becomes toxic, the body must deal with that toxin by filtering it out. Under normal conditions, the body have enough energy to filter out the waste. When the body doesn't have enough energy to do so, the waste must remain. So there's no drainage. And the waste that stays inside of us. And that waste tends to become irritating, causing inflammation, and all other type of bad effects in our body, within our body. Because as long as that toxin is in our body, it's destroying tissues and cells. That's why it's very important for it to be drained out of the body. And that's why even when the normal routes are not working properly, the body will find alternative routes. It rather sacrifice, certain areas of your body, your skin, or your ears, eyes, nose, throat, or whatever, to get rid of this waste than to allow that waste to stay in the body and cause some type of death. Some type of death. Yeah, we end up causing death. Right? So at all times, the body is at a need to preserve itself, defend itself, repair itself. So that's the nature behind the symptoms that we experience in our sicknesses. Is it just the body is trying to preserve itself, heal itself, defend itself, protect itself, deal with the situation. So it's that dealing that we give name to our diseases. Now, the germ theory is more or less talking about some germ. Now, let's look at that for a quick second. If a germ was the cause of our sickness, well, then why it's not in the cause of every sickness? How can a germ be the cause of the cold, but not the cause of flu? When you can say that a cold can turn to the flu can turn to pneumonia. But in the case of pneumonia, we see it as putrefaction going on or damages going on in the lung tissues and stuff like that. From waste that's being thrown through the lungs. It's damaging the lungs. But here it is, we see now that it's not because of no germ. How can the prior sickness be caused by a germ, but no other sicknesses is caused by the germ? We don't see the germ in later down the line nowhere. Germs cannot be the cause of disease. If we look at it, how can one germ cause sicknesses in a healthy body? And when a healthy body is so-called filled up with millions and millions of germs, how can it get well and defend itself against a million, but it couldn't protect itself from the invasion of one? Think about that. Let's look at it. If germs was the cause of disease, that's is just as well as saying that bacteria or maggots and flies is the cause of a dirty trash can. Now, our sicknesses, sure enough, after we get sick and have a bunch of waste in us and it's decomposing, that waste is decomposing and fermenting and rotting inside of us, sure enough, parasitic growth does come in that area. But the parasitic growth that is seen in disease is not the cause of our disease. It's there to eat away or decompose some waste material. Our poison attracts germs and stuff like that. So our sickness attract parasites into our body. So the germ theory is, it got to be wrong, because the germ theory is saying that germs causes disease. But in our theory, germs are attracted to our disease. Just like a landfill. A landfill is not caused by flies and maggots and all type of creepy things, but a landfill will produce and manufacture and bring about all kind of creeping things, because there's rotten stuff, there's decaying stuff, there's trash. You remove the trash, no parasites appear. Parasites die in cleanliness. So when our internal environment is filthy, because it's toxic, toxic means filthy. When our internal is toxic, then we suffer parasitic growth and all type of creeping things. But the way to keep that away from us is to keep clean. How do we keep clean? Keep high vitality. How do we keep high vitality? Conserving our energy. How do we conserve our energy? By eating foods that doesn't waste our energy. Don't eat foods that require 10 days to digest. Foods that are so mixed up with so many different foods at one meal that they're unable to digest. Eating so much so often. All that wastes energy. Excessive work, play, all this stuff. Anything that wastes vitality is going to cause you to get sick. The more you conserve your energy, the better your metabolism is going to function. The better your body is going to repair and heal your internal body. That's why you see fasting. Fasting is known to actually help repair the body the fastest, because when a person fasting, a complete fast, where a person is sitting down resting, maybe out in the country somewhere, whatever, they heal the quickest. Because why? There's no activity. They're conserving energy from everywhere possible. And so they come out full of power. They come out fully energized and their body renewed. That's why you seen Jesus did it when he went in the wilderness and fasted for 40 days. And the guy, I keep forgetting his name, Wolverine. Wolverine do it every time he damaged himself. He just go and lay down and rest. And while he doing nothing, his body deals with the repair work. Same thing with us. Little do we know, our body works just the same. So I want to share that with you this week. that the theory you should follow is the Toxemia Theory. Don't look at germs and bacteria when you get sick and then you start dosing and poisoning yourself with so-called drugs to kill the germs. But what you do is change your lifestyle habits that's producing the germs. You don't, the best way, a lot of us think that, spraying, we have a whole bunch of trash in our house and we get roaches and we think that spraying is going to kill the roaches while we constantly bring in dirty trash and leaving trash on our floor. The best way to get rid of the roaches is to clean up the filth. You don't even have to spray nothing. Just clean the filth up and remove the filth out of the house. And the roaches will disappear because they only present because they need something to eat and you got food just laid around for them. And then the roaches are going to be, going to attract some other bigger rodents who come to eat the roaches. And then they're going to have some rodents come after them. So if you want to get rid of all this rodent activity, you got to clean up the waste. So in your body, if you want to get rid of all the issues going on in your body, then clean up the waste. And the best way to clean up that waste is to build and conserve energy. I want to tell you this has been a great week, and we're going to continuously have a great week. Can't wait to see you next week. I'm running out of time. Best of health and happiness. Tend to run my mouth a little too much today. But I thank everyone who tuned in and listened. Best of health and happiness. And we'll see you next week. I love y'all.
like this.